Hello and welcome to Air News Journal Aviation Unfiltered on this special video coverage of the two incidents of yesterday of downing two US aircrafts over Iran. The first aircraft that was downed was a fighter jet, an F-15E Eagle Strike, and the second is A-10 Warthog, in which was downed shortly after the downing of the F-15E. So this was a kind of surprising because US has claimed that Iran's full air force and air defenses were decimated, meaning that Iran airspace is open for any military operations from adversaries. So it was kind of surprising that two aircrafts were down. The F-15E Eagle Strike had two crew members, in which first is the pilot and the second is weapon systems officer. They got hit by ground Iranian defenses, but they managed to eject successfully from the aircraft. The pilot was rescued already and is now under medical observation, while the weapon systems officer is still missing, and the search and rescue mission is still ongoing as we speak. The problem is that the weapon systems officer was down somewhere deep inside Iran, which makes it kind of difficult, especially that the Iranian regime put a bounty on his head. The Iranian TV announced a bounty for whoever catch the American officer alive. So now it's race from both sides to locate and find and get this American officer. Now that this is kind of stressing for the U.S. military, but that would bring us to wonder, how did this happen? I mean, if all Iranian air defenses were shut down and U.S. military gained a full air superiority over the Iranian airspace, then how did this happen? Well, the fighter jets, the U.S. fighter jets, it has something called radar warning receivers, in which when the fighter jet is being locked on by a radar guided system or missile, the pilot will get notified, and he will evade this kind of situation. But the real danger is the heat-seeking missiles, which is launched by individuals. It's actually something like a rocket launcher that an individual will carry on his shoulder, and when he see a fighter jet or an airplane, and he will simply launch. And this one is the one that it's very difficult to detect, unless it's detected visually. I mean the pilot would visually see this individual. which is kind of difficult, of course, at the altitude that the pilots are flying and at the speed that the pilots are flying in this type of missions. So these are the most dangerous situation that a fighter pilot would face. An individual that you cannot see, you cannot detect, there's no system on the aircraft to detect it, and all of a sudden you find a heat-guided missile is on your tail. So it's either that you will be able to survive the situation, launching your countermeasures. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, that you're hit. So this is the most difficult situation or scenario. But the thing is, it started only recently, not in the first few weeks of the war, because in the first few weeks of the war, U.S. Was using the stealth fighters, the F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II. So as they claim that they have decimated all the Iranian air forces and air defenses, they have moved, the US Air Force moved to use the non-stealth fighter jets and combat aerial vehicles. So that's when things got easy for the for probably the Iranian military to be able to down 2 U.S. Aircrafts. So the situation now is that the search and rescue is ongoing, and the downed F-15, it was down deep inside Iran, and that would makes the situation for the weapons systems officer very difficult. And he was downed in the ejecting seat was found somewhere in an urban or non-urban, actually. It's a mountainous area. So this he might get a good chance to be rescued, because this is the best scenario. All he has to do is to hide himself well and establish communication with the search and rescue teams. Those air combat crew members, they have a beacon that would facilitate that they will be found, and they have a radio communication, so that they will be able to communicate with the search and rescue officers or team members. And in actual fact, this situation reminds me of a movie that I like to watch so much. It's called Behind Enemy Lines, which is based on true events, when two U.S. pilots were downed in Bosnia back in the 90s, in which one of them was killed. The pilot was killed, and it was the search and rescue for the weapon systems officer, and it was a tremendous movie, actually, to look how these things happen. So for the time being, we wait and see if the officer can be risked or will be risked soon. What we know so far is that the search and rescue is happening around the clock. videos were viral of two helicopters, for search helicopters, were being refueled in the air. That means that they were in the air for quite some time, that they were running out of fuel, but they don't want to go back to base to refuel, so a tanker was launched for them to refuel in the air to continue the search and rescue. This shows how important that this operation, and that the U.S. military do not want to waste a single second in attempt to find this weapons systems officer. So we'll just wait and see, and we'll keep you updated with the latest. So for the time being, thank you for watching, and please stay tuned for Air News Journal Aviation Unfiltered for the latest updates on aviation. Thank you for watching.